Good afternoon, Sandy Shameless, and today I'm coming to you because I have something. I have to cop to something. I have Trump Derangement Syndrome, and I'm not ashamed. And the reason why I'm on early today is because I actually can't wait to talk about this till later on. Uh, I watched on a channel, one of the not the major news channels. I think it was Now This News I was watching, and I watched after Macron spoke um, with Trump, which was interesting because on Now This it was just French, and Macron spoke a lot of French. Uh, I decided that I would attend the freak show, and I wasn't disappointed. It was quite, well, I was angry through the whole thing. And I actually was laying in bed with my stupid phone, watching, getting angrier, uh, and actually texting, commenting. And first, let me say hi to everybody. Hi, Mindy. Great. I'm glad you're all joining me. Um, Ed. Hi, Ed. This is just an impromptu comes to my mind. And Chris is with us. Hi, Chris. This is good because I really am. And then Chris K is with us. So this is a good. Let's talk about this. I usually do a lot of supportive things, and it's been what has been needed. Today, I'm incredulous. I really couldn't believe what I was listening to and witnessing. And the comment that really came out to me was Trump said he's more of an environmentalist than anyone, than most people. And I'm thinking, okay, or I was commenting, or I might have written, Trump is more of an environmentalist than maybe his followers, because maybe his followers don't understand what an environmentalist is, okay? So if we stay on that, I've got, the whole speech was, the guy just lies. And you probably could have counted, he probably said the name Obama 100 times. And he goes and he talks about, all of these like dictator people. Um, he talks about them in such glowing terms. But Iran is still, the bully, the bad boy, the money. He doesn't even talk about the money being the money that was theirs originally. But I'm not going there. I could go there because I actually have notes, but I want to go down, and I want to read you a couple of things, and then we can probably have a little laugh, get a little anger out, and let's see here. Hi, Warren. Good for you to join. Good. Interactive. So, asked what the world should be doing about climate change, Trump, the king of deflection, he says, I feel that the United States has tremendous wealth, and I've made that wealth come alive. He boasts, we are now the number one energy producer in the world. Okay. And then he had talked about how he was so proud because he opened Anwar. I almost jumped off the bed. Unfortunately, I'm not physically able to jump off the bed and punch something, but I was so angry. And so were the people that were actually commenting on it. We were all incredulous at what we were hearing. The lying and the making things up and deflecting. He says, I'm an environmentalist. I've done more environmental impact statements, more than anybody that's ever been president. Well, when you do environmental impact statements, that's because you're a developer. You're a planet eater. and you're going to build something, and you're going to try to buy off whoever you can buy off to build whatever it is that you want to build. Okay? An environmental impact statement does not make you an environmentalist, you moron. Okay? I really hate this guy. I don't like his policies. I don't like anybody that's with him. I don't like what's happening to the United States. I don't like that we're the laughing stock of the world. Yes, food not bombs. He's the king of trolls. He's the king of trolls. But when he says, and he's proud to thump on his chest that he was the one to be able to open Anwar, you know, I mean, I don't think I have enough tears. Nobody talked about Bolsonaro. He didn't bring his name up at all. He brought up, of course, Putin. Oh, he loves the guy in China, Xi Jinping. He loves the little guy in North Korea. I mean, he's just pathetic. He is really a pathological narcissist, and trust me, guys, I've actually studied narcissism, pathological, covert, overt narcissism. This guy takes the cake. He just takes the cake. So he says he didn't talk about climate change, right? He boasted. He boasted about energy production. He said he won't sacrifice American wealth, and he, again, he claimed to be that the environmentalist, but the whole time he talked, and the kind of questions he answered and didn't answer, the bottom line is money, 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 money. It is. It is. He says he wants to do things for the people. And I'm thinking to myself, what people? The 1% people? The people that you cut the taxes for so that they can continue making money off energy and drilling and pipelines? He made a mention of the pipeline in the Germany is buying from Russia. Of course, he had to mention that. So he has to put his digs into people and constantly. And here's a comment somebody made on Twitter. Trump only wants to play the short game because he won't be alive to see the consequences on our planet or anyone younger than 75. He clearly doesn't care enough about people in general, let alone his own children or grandchildren. He is incapable of empathy. I really felt like I was watching a television show, some kind of sick comedy. I don't know how to stop. Maybe that's why I'm in more pain than I should be. It's just insane, you know? Sad. Let's see what you guys are saying. Hey, Bri, tell it, Sandy. He is a goddamn bastard, as well as his goddamn party. I'm telling you, I can't stand them. And then, he's like obsessed with Obama, who's a brilliant person. I'm all right. Yeah, he was a neoliberal, whatever you want to say. I'm not going to have a discussion about him. I'm discussing Trump's persona, his personality. And I do have something really funny, but I didn't get the picture to get it up on time. There's a whole thing on Twitter now about Melania looking at Justin Trudeau, and they caught it, and she looked at Justin Trudeau like she wanted she was going to kiss him, right? It's pretty funny. Twitter does give me a laugh, as pathetic as that is. I was laughing because people are just insane, and I'm thinking to myself, well, poor Melania. Think about it. She is surrounded by really hideously ugly guys. I mean, her husband, Pompeo, none of them are Larry Kudlow. I mean, are any of these guys in the least bit attractive? Stephen Miller. She's surrounded by like the racist white nationalist, America. And I don't know what's wrong with her, but it was that struck me as a little comic relief. But actually, none of this is funny. None of it's funny. I mean, he's sitting there talking about having the next summit in Florida at his property. It was such a blatant promotion, right? And when he started talking about properties and promoting it, like that's the only place in the world or in the United States that could have this next summit, because Miami is so convenient, not even talking about, the point that eventually sea level rise is going to affect Miami. Why would he ever do that? My comment was, you all can have, which is what I wanted to hear. What I felt like he was saying, you all can have a Trump Tower in your country. You all can have a Trump in your country. It is scary beyond belief to me what I am seeing, this stuff. And I do listen to a wide variety of talk show hosts. I listen to Tom Hartman. I mean, I go across the spectrum. I can't stomach the right-wing people, though. I cannot stomach Fox. If I'm in a doctor's office and I have to watch Fox, because I really shouldn't even have that doctor, but I usually have to change the channel. But I listen. I do have to see what is being said. Basically, all I have to do is go on my ex-husband's YouTube, and I can know what every single moronic Trump supporter thinks by just looking at his page. But I digress. That is my daughter's father. So, guys, you're having some. Zoc says Trump turns urine into wine. 2020. I just had to do this today. I had to, because I got so angry. Oh, okay, Warren. He wants to do a little shameless self-promotion, and that's fine. Sandy and Chris, I've got to ask some shameless self-promotion for Extinction Rebellion Tampa Bay. Either of you ladies want to do it? You know what, Chris? It's your turn. You should go on Chris's show. You've been with me twice. But Extinction Rebellion. I don't even know if Donald Trump knows what Extinction Rebellion is. Anyway, I just want to go over really quickly before I go. And I really have not been looking at all of the comments. You guys are, I like what Chris said, he is the poster child of the elite. Emphasis on child. Yeah, Chris, absolutely. But watching him today was more emphasis on One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and a delusional person who is really sick. I mean, I can't get over what I was watching. I can't get over how this man is, and people, and how gullible, and people, the idolatry around him. And now that he said he's like what, the king of the Jews or whatever the hell that was last week, that he's just a racist, and he appeals to the racists, white nationalists, white supremacists. Okay, but I'm going to get off on a different tangent than I expected. I just want to end this going over the 83 from June, 83 environmental rules being rolled back under Trump. Of course, I'm not going to talk about all 83, but just to highlight the fact that this complete clueless fucking moron says he's an environmentalist, and it's my show, and I can say fuck. There were 83 total rollbacks as of June 2019. 49 rollbacks completed. All right. Air pollution and emissions, 10 rollbacks. Drilling and extraction, 9 rollbacks. Infrastructure and planning, 12 rollbacks. Animals, 8 rollbacks. And there's the now, we have the he wants to gut the Endangered Species Act. That's more recent. Toxic substances and safety, 3 rollbacks. Water pollution, 4 rollbacks. Other, 3. And then there's 34 in process under all those same headings. And that gives you the 83 rollbacks just under environmental. And that was the New York Times. The Times had said that the administration used a 1-2 punch when rolling back environmental rules. And first a delay rule to buy some time, and then a final substantive rule. So all the activists out there have to be aware of the pattern, because activists are who are out there giving a shit in their states and making sure that these things don't happen or putting monkey wrenches in the way. It's the only way it can happen is if people get together, like Warren was talking about Extinction Rebellion. We have to fight this. We have to fight this on every front. I mean, I'm so to the point where it doesn't matter to me. These people in power are evil, vicious, and wicked. And we can have the discussion about the two parties. I'm not exactly, thrilled with the Democrats and the DNC voting not to have a climate change debate. And I do want to mention something on that. And let me see how long I've been on. 15 minutes, okay, because I have a limit of how long I can actually sit here. I was speaking with someone this weekend who is, I would say, they call themselves a progressive, but this person, little bug on my screen. Okay, this person's clearly neoliberal, corporate type person, right? Person said, well, if it's Joe Biden, you better vote for Joe Biden. And I said, well, I'm not going to vote for Joe Biden in the primaries. And the DNC, I went and talked about the DNC and how I was really angry at them for voting on not having a climate debate. And to that, this person said to me, well, everyone that is running, I'm not reading anymore, everyone that is running, all the Democrats have a climate change policy. All the Democrats are going to do something about climate change. Now, remember, this isn't me. All of the Democrats are going to do something. So why waste, this is what he said, why waste time on that debate? We need to basically get a blue in, get it going. So I was really angry because I don't think that it's a waste of time to have this debate. But he's probably right about every other candidate. Of course they do. They all have to, because that's the Bernie line. That's the AOC. Everybody's talking about the Green New Deal and all that. So in that sense, he was right. But I still would like to see these people step up to the plate. I'd like to hear it, because we're not going to get it from the right wing. The only other thing I think about, though, is if we do have a climate change debate, will it fuel the right wing, right? Will it fuel the Fox morons to sit there and pull it all apart? And will all the climate deniers then get on their soapboxes, because they're still getting money from Cokes. They're going to get money from Coke beyond the grave. They're going to spout a whole new generation of climate deniers that are just going to die being climate deniers and rolling in their money. But really, it's like kind of like we're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't. But we got to get rid of this guy. We got to get rid of this sick ideology. And it's really messed up. So let me look at some of the comments, and then I'm going to let you guys go. Oh, September 20th, there's that big climate strike. September 20th to 27th. That's looking pretty interesting. It's supposed to go worldwide. Don't forget about all the things going on. I can't even name them off my head because I'm still really I still really am a little freaked out over what I watched. I mean, I guess I can understand the appeal to people like my ex-husband who don't have a thinking brain, a capable thinking brain, and don't know how to read. And I'm not putting that as because I hate him because he's my ex-husband, because guess what? I don't hate him. I'm using him as an example because there's a lot like him. I just happen to know him. And I cannot believe the things that these people, they buy, they believe, they vote against their best interests. They see that the things are changing, but they don't, want to believe it. They don't even want to because of all the nastiness and the division and the anger. And oh my God, I could go on and on and on. one more thing. It just popped to my head. I had wanted to say, I didn't put in my note that I made a little note. There was one more thing about the money, the Iranian money, and then I'm going to go because we're after 20 minutes. The Iranian money, and how he was talking about making such a big freaking deal about giving Iran the money in the prior agreement. But of course, he uses the word deal. I hate the word deal. I hope I never have to fucking hear that word deal again after that guy goes. And I hope he goes David Koch. But anyway, deal. Ugh. But bitching about the money, okay. And you know what? Then there were people saying, okay, so if we're saving or we got all this money from somewhere, where's it going? And my thought was, it's going to ICE. It's going to ICE. Oh my gosh. The mind is a dangerous place. And today, my mind was just in like the disbelief zone. So I thought I'd share it all with you. I see you guys are having a conversation that I'm not going to get into in the chat on MMT because Mindy's with us and Zoxon. They're having a discussion. I don't want arguments. You know I don't like arguments. Mindy's very knowledgeable. I'm sure everybody is, but let's not argue. We'll debate. None of the Trumptopian, dystopian, icky stuff is allowed. It's too heavy. But if I looked at what you guys were talking about, I would know. I just saw somebody say something that was a little different. Well, let's see what Bud said. Hi, Bud. Bud said climate change for Trump is going to Florida in the winter. Bud, at that, I'm going to end. Thanks, guys, for listening to my little bit of a rant on this subject. It was unbelievable. We have now the king. We have the King Environmentalist. He's the King of Environmentalists. He's the King of the Jews. We got to get rid of him. It's a very dangerous world, and we already know we're headed for a crash. Why does it have to be with this idiot and these people? It doesn't. Progressives, unite.